All right, back at it. Squeaky chair and all. I got some new office chairs from work. They were going to get rid of them because they got new chairs in the conference room, so they gave me a couple of them. But I don't know. They probably just wouldn't fit the whole whatever. I don't even know. Anyway, yeah, it's January, middle of January. That's more like close to last. I don't know, the 22nd. And been working on my January refresh. So I want to share that with everyone today. And I hope, like I said, everybody's well. It's not very nice here right now. It's raining. It's supposed to turn to snow. So the weather's been a bummer, man. A real bummer. But it comes with the territory. This is the Northeast in southwestern Pennsylvania, so January is an inclement time. So is February for the most part. March, it's kind of different. But for some reason, I've been following all these weather shows. If you ever watch them on YouTube, there's a ton of weathermen on YouTube. And they're getting some killer views and audience. I don't understand. They don't even really do the local weather for me. And I'm just sitting there watching it like, when is it going to stop? But I don't know. It's supposed to snow, I think, Wednesday. More rain, I hope. So the warmer temperatures will keep down the snow, which I absolutely hate the snow. Used to love it. Used to be a real passion of mine to go and follow it and ride a snowboard on top of it. But man, I really hate it now. But I'm digressing away from the point of refreshing skateboards in the month of January. Like I stated previously, Gonzalez, as in Mark. This is not a signature Gonzalez. This is the original Vision, so it's a reissue. I'm guessing whenever he split, I don't know if he's still part owner in Vision or if he let it go. But they definitely don't license his name anymore, so that's that. But the shape is still true to the way that it was, so that's the reason I picked this up. And I got this probably about, I don't know, it feels like now maybe 2018, maybe 2017. Here's a good look at it. But these are readily available. I mean, they're out there. You go on Select's website, they're out there. Most shops carry them. This isn't something that they reissue. This is just something that's always there. It's always available. I think they change colorways every once in a while and give you some different looks, but this board's always been out there. And I never owned one of these as a kid, but of course, you know, who's not a fan of the Gons? Even as an adult, now I'm still a fan of the Gons. Yeah. And he's still ripping, he's still doing it. I don't know if anybody's checked out his YouTube channel. It's kind of sometimes a little strange, but it's still good, you know. He puts out clips, he's still skating, still getting stuff. And he does weird skits and things like that. So it's kind of cool, kind of creative and fun. So yeah, check out his website, or his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel. But yeah, this is the one I'm going to be building out. I believe this was the 86 version. So the shape hasn't changed, like I said. The shop hasn't changed. I still believe it's made in the same place that it has always been for Select. And I rode this before when I first put it together. It was with a 1/4 inch rise, Indy 169 stage 10s. Bones, the reds, the clears, SPFs. And it was always a good setup. Always enjoyed riding it. Always had fun with it. I didn't do a very good grip job on it. I definitely could improve that. But I think it gets to the point. It shows off kind of the top graphic a little bit. But this is going to make it a whole lot easier to throw it together because it's basically already halfway done. The more complex parts, like putting on the rails properly and gripping the board, are already done. But yeah, from the axles or from the riser pads down, it's going to be all new stuff. Like I said previously, I got a set of Gullwing Shadows. And I was originally going to put these on a Caballero that I have, the Dragon, the yellow and green Dragon. It has some red accents, and I thought, man, those will look tight on there, but I just didn't like the way that they fit. And now that I have those mini logos, I think if I ever build out that cab, I'm just going to put mini logo trucks on it. But yeah, these look really smooth. These are the Gullwing Shadow. I've been told that these have the same geometry as the Pro 3, and I love the turn on the Pro 3. So I'm kind of excited to take these out and skate them and see how they do. I dropped the Grind King Kingpin in there. I love that marriage of those two things. The Grind King fits in there really well with that recess in the bottom of the base plate. I mean, it's just a perfect marriage. And again, the aesthetics of it. Look how low it sits. The clearance is really good. It just looks like it's supposed to be in there. I'm not 100% sure on that bottom bearing, or I'm sorry, bottom bushing washer, the silver. I mean, it does kind of jump off with the axle nuts and the lettering where it says Gullwing Truck Company on the base plate. So I think it does kind of work in a way, but I have a black set of washers that I could throw in there very easily and kind of black it out a little bit more, but I think it looks pretty smooth. I mean, like I said, that Kingpin in Gullwing trucks is a marriage made in heaven, I think. I mean, it just fits. And I did video me taking the Kingpins out of these base plates. It wasn't any different than the other ones. It was basically, in this one, I actually pounded the Kingpin out with a framing hammer, so I didn't even use a dead blow hammer. It was two pretty stern hits on both trucks, on both Kingpins, and it popped out to the bottom of the base plate, and then a couple of taps after that just to get it to come the rest of the way out. So no issues at all experienced with that. Super easy to do, super easy to put in there. I could include the video, but I just don't think it's, like, if I would have run into a problem, like I said before, it would have been something that I probably would include. And I'm wondering if those kooks who had problems with getting the Kingpins out of their Gullwings just kind of made it an issue, maybe. I don't know, for viewable minutes. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it. And everybody else, like even the people that have said, hey, I've been using Grind King forever, I've never had a problem getting Kingpins out. So it's just weird there are a couple of videos out there that make it seem like it's way more work than it's worth. But I absolutely don't think so. Even if it was more difficult to get that out of there, the result is definitely really good. Like I said, aesthetically and physically, the clearance that you get back from that is really good. And again, the way that it looks really good. And these are the OG bushings. So on Gullwing's website, they list it as a medium. I think the durometer is 92A. So I like the bushings that are in the Pro 3s. They turn really well. They rebound really well. So I'm willing to give these stocks kind of a chance to see how they perform. Because I don't have any complaints about the Gullwing Pro 3s. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I'm going to go with the 1.5" rise. So that's going to be a Psycho skate block. Nothing really big, just a 1/2 inch. These are softer rubber, so they do flex a little bit. So if there is some flex from the board, this won't necessarily stop that from happening, but it will flex. And they are kind of a rubbery soft feel, so they'll kill any and dampen any vibration that comes up through from the bottom of the board. And with the 1/2 inch, it'll be 1.5" hardware. Gonna go with mini logos, kind of random. There is Gullwing surplus supply out there, especially at 1.5". It has a hex head. I have some of that. I have it in my Gator, the ramp deck. I also have some in my longboard, that Death to Invaders cruiser that I have, which is nice, but it was not really available to me at this time. I did place an order recently, which is what that box is right there, but I knew I was going to do this build before I would open that box. So I didn't order the Gullwing generic hardware. I just went with the mini logo, which should do the job. You know, they're militant about their quality, so I think it'll work just fine. Bearings, probably don't have to mention this, but I'm going to because I love the GP-R. I hope people out there have had a chance to like think about it and maybe try them out. They're good. They're fast, they're serviceable, and they're durable, of course. And I just think they're the best bearing. I have every reason to believe that because of the slogan. I mean, what more can I say? You know, and I've never had a problem with any of them. I rode the Dogtown Web that I have, and it has GP-Rs in it in the snow a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, did very little preventative maintenance to it, and I rode that board on Monday on Martin Luther King when I last skated, and it was as fast and as good as it has ever been. So, I mean, I think they're just a really good bearing. Let's see, wheels. I wasn't sure what I was going to do for wheels. I think, and I can't tell, I don't know if Mark Gonzalez still has a wheel sponsor. I think he's on Spitfire. I think Crooked is tied to Crooked is tied to Snow. I'm having some real trouble right now. Crooked is tied to Spitfire. So yeah, and those are Spitfires, and these are the classics. These are the 60mm. This is probably the closest that I could get to what I think he rides. I'm pretty sure this is what he rides. But yeah, picked these up from, got them strangely enough on Amazon. TGM Skates, I think it is, that distributes these. They were $32 with free shipping, and they got here in 3 days, I believe. And I was having trouble. I was looking for these actually because of what I had heard with Gonzalez riding Spitfires, so it just happened onto them and it worked out, and they had the red colorway and the 60mm, so I'm looking forward to seeing how these go. I haven't had a set of Spitfires in a while. The last ones I had were the Navarettes, the F1s, and those fucking ripped. They were wide, big contact patch, very stable ride, gripped really well. They were an awesome wheel. I still have them, but they're all coned out and really not really that skatable anymore. They might work in a desperate situation, but obviously, you know, I'm building all these skateboards. No situation is desperate. But yeah, so that's going to be about it. You know, like I said, the Street Shadow, supposedly same geometry as the Pro 3. I'm looking forward to testing that out, making some turns on them. Looking forward to seeing how their hanger performs. It's different. It's going to be out of the groove, so that should be interesting. The 1/2-inch rise, I think, is a smart move to make with the 60mm wheel, and it kind of fits the period a little bit more. Back in 80s, I don't even remember ever having really an option under 1/2-inch up until the 90s. I could be wrong about that though, but I think every complete that I built when I was a kid all had a 1/2-inch rise, and pretty much all the wheels I was riding were 60 or bigger. So, you know, it's a different time, but this kind of fits that period, and I think it'll turn out really well. I'm actually excited for how the match is going to go, because all of the red, it's driving up the passion of skateboarding. Look at that. I think that's going to be sick, man. And then with the red Spitfires on the outside of it, it should be dope. I'm pretty excited about it. I can't imagine that it's going to turn out not rad. I think it is. So yeah, I'm going to throw this together, put together a little time lapse. I can't think of the last, the Ghost of Mrs. Bush. That'll be the beat. It's been kind of slow in the production realms for the minute before the witching hour, but some good sounds coming out, I think. I'm doing some upgrades to my equipment, So I'm hoping to get back on the NPC or MPD 18 and make some beats with that. So it should be good. But that's not skateboarding related, that's music related. They kind of cross over every once in a while. So yeah, it's going to be the Mark Gonzalez, or the original Vision in this case. Psycho half-inch rise. Gullwing Shadows with the Grind King Kingpin in there, looking real fresh. The GP-R bearings, they are fast, serviceable, and durable. Mini logo, 1.5" hardware. Spitfire-Classics. Excuse me. One more note about the Classics too. I think, like I said, I'm going to build that Lester Oak Leaf next month, and I got a set of 56 Classics. I think that's what's going to go on that Oak Leaf. Because, I mean, I really can't. I looked around for wheels to put on there. The marbles, there's some on eBay, but they're crazy expensive. And I hear Tracker might actually reissue the Tracker marbles, which I believe are the same cut as the Vision Blair. So if they reissue those reissue those in a size that's comparable to what I'm thinking I'm going to do with that Lester, I might get a set of those, but I'm going to go with the Spitfire Classics on those before that. But that'll all come out, you know, next month whenever I drop that next, or attempt to make that next build. I'm hoping it's going to work out. We'll have to wait and see. If the colors match up and it looks good, then it's a go. But for now, I want to see if these colors match up and it looks good. Then it'll be a go. So hopefully you'll stick around for the time lapse and then the reveal after that. Right on. Man, oh man. Well, hell's, but I tell you what, that has got to be it if I've ever seen it. Man. I was scoping it out, you know, just for a minute there before I, you know, started doing this. It came out really, really good. I wish this board was brand new though. Like how fresh would that be with fresh Gons, fresh MG in this case. How crazy. It looks so good. I don't know. I mean, for me anyway, that's my narrative. That it looks really good. But yeah, everything came out so smooth. I mean, the wheels, the red bearing cap on the GP-R, the red truck, the flow through from the red hanger to the Grind King Kingpin in black, rolling down through the red bushing to the black base plate. Man, it's looking fresh. I can't believe how good it turned out, really. I mean, I knew it was going to look alright, but everything really came together on it. I was a little bit out of it in the beginning, you know. Then I did the build and, you know, that microdose of mushrooms kicked in and whew, zang! Yeah, we're here now. So, yeah, that's it. I'm pretty impressed. Somehow my, excuse me, phone got back in my pocket. But, I was probably checking my Bumble profile. It's happening right now. So, you know, you gotta check on it every couple of minutes to make sure it's still warm. But yeah, there it is, finished product. Project. Topside, not much really to look at there, but enough. So yeah, side with the Spitfire. Bottom with the Gullwing Shadows. I mean, the fit is perfect, I think. That's a 9, I believe, so it's a 161, I think. Yeah. But no, it came out good. Aesthetically looks really good. I really like the hanger on the truck, so they're going to get scratched up, but that's okay. I like the black base plate. It looks really good. Kind of brings up the blacks on the board with the hair and the eyes. The wheels are a little lighter, of course. You're not going to get a very bright white, and it's going to fade over time anyway, but it fits in there pretty well. I think the Spitfires were a solid choice aesthetically and physically. I think the 60 looks really good on there. I think the 1/2 inch rise was probably the best move for this board. I could probably drop it down to 3/8. I could probably take it even down to 1/4, but I like to run my trucks pretty loose. So I'm going to try to avoid the bite. Don't get the bite. Just keep those risers high. Dude, what am I doing? Yeah. No, it's rad. It's totally rad. Mark Gonzalez, MG Vision 86, right here. Spitfire-Classics 60 I believe that's a 99A. Gullwing Street Shadow, or the Shadow. It's a 9, size 9. Mini logo hardware. Psycho Skate risers at a 1/2 inch, 1.5" on the hardware, by the way. But no, came out really good. Looks really good. Goes together physically really easily. The look of it, the color match, everything about it. I mean, if I did say one thing, it was the fact that if this was a new, like fresh Gons, it would be way sicker, but I think for what it is, it turned out pretty well. I'm stoked. And I'm stoked to ride this board again. The last time I rode it was in Carnegie at Pitcher Park. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys dug the video. Hope you dug the beat. I sampled our governor. Or no, he's a senator now. I think he took Pat Toomey's spot, John Fetterman. You know, his hello, good night everybody. Maybe you'll notice it. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Kind of at a loss for words, to be totally honest with you. I mean, we're probably in the dregs of it right now. It's just kind of cruising along, kind of slow. I mean, I honestly made it through February or January pretty quick. February is a short month, you know, and to get out once in January is pretty good. I hope to get out multiple times within the next couple of weeks. So if this snowstorm kind of does what it does, and then we get a break, maybe the groundhog Punxsutawney Phil. He's internationally known, a planetary global entity, but he broadcasts live every year from right here in Pennsylvania, a place called Punxsutawney, which is north of here. So yeah, hopefully he'll come through and be like, yo, the spring is going to be early. I do put a lot of my faith in quadruped weather predictors, so I'm banking on him going early spring, not 6 more weeks of winter. You know, it would be helpful. But you know, if that doesn't happen, whatever, it'll get here eventually, hopefully. But sooner rather than later, hopefully. And yeah, next month, got the Lester on deck. Probably do a preview of that in a couple of weeks once I get all of the parts together for it. It shouldn't take me too much longer to do that, but that's a short month, and February, so I'll have that one sooner rather than later, just like I'm hoping the spring shows up sooner rather than later. Got an unboxing to do. Caught up on a quick sale, I believe a quick 20% off of something, early 90s reissue, from another planet, created in a workshop at Aliens, or employed in, I don't know. So yeah, that'll be coming up very soon. Hopefully I'll be able to film that this week and then release it sometime, maybe next weekend, but definitely maybe closer to the 1st of February. We'll see. I might hold out on it, space things out a little bit. But yeah, that's it. Gonzalez refresh with Gullwing Shadows 9s, Grind King Kingpin dropped in there. Spitfire 60mm Classics 99A. Mini logo hardware. Psycho Skate 1/2-inch rise. I believe these are bones that were already on here. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, definitely. Turned out sick. One last look. I think it looks great. But we'll see. All depends on how it skates, I think. That'll be the real test of it. Alright, right on. Thanks for checking it out if you stayed this long, you know, for sure. It's appreciated. Hope everybody's well. And I hope to see you guys all again. And if you subscribed, I've made a real effort to subscribe to you guys' channels as well and check out what you got going on. And I'm stoked to see people doing uploads. I was stoked for Jonathan. You know, he hit me up and asked me about my DJ stuff, told me he was a punk rock DJ on vinyl doing house parties. That's some fucking hardcore shit right there, dude. I appreciate that. Showing up and playing punk music at a party with a vinyl setup that's getting it done, bro. That's what's up. I like that a lot. I like that story. Who else? A couple of, but yeah, you know, I'm stoked on it. Stoked to hear back. I'll be checking out you guys' stuff as much as you upload. I'll definitely be watching, liking, keeping the subscription going, and I appreciate you guys watching, liking, and keeping my subscription going. So yeah, happy January. It's almost over. Gonna get into February. Groundhog's Day, and then Valentine's Day. So yeah, it's going to be a good month. All right. See ya. Whoops. Oh, man. Oh. In the next one.